Hey guys, this is a quick review of the Blackhawk Specops Gen 3 recoil reducing shotgun stock for the Mossberg 500. I think it's the same for the Remington 870. I'm going through the parts kind of one by one to show you what it's made up of and what the quality is like, but this is not a shooting review. So I haven't installed it yet or used it. So that is the disclaimer right there. All right, let's get into it. All right, so here's the part. Starting at the back. We have this pad here, which I thought would be really squishy because of these hexagons, but it's actually pretty stiff. I think stiffer than the stock buttstock pad that came on my Mossberg Maverick 88, but that's okay. Should still work well. It's held in by 3 Phillips heads, which are deep countersunk within there. Has like a little exclamation point right here, not really sure why. But it's pretty cool design. Moving up to the main part of the adjustable part of the stock, it's made of a really tough plastic, and if we look here we can see the parting line is right down the middle here. That's how they molded it. And going into the spring-loaded pin here, well, this is a pin that just goes through and it moves up and down, and it does move when you push this, so you can adjust it. That piece there is actually metal, and so is the sling mounting point, and this knurled piece flipping over. There's also kind of a bushing here that holds that in, that's metal as well. And then this is spring activated, so I assume there's a metal spring in there. It's got, I think, 6 positions. And this piece here, we can actually take this off. I might need 2 hands, so I might need to bring this down to do it. So the way to get this off of here is actually use 2 hands and pull down here as far as you can go. And then you're able to slide that off. One more thing to note is there is, let's see here, I can see the back of the screw there. See if I can get my light. Yeah, right in there, there's a Phillips screw. If you adjust that, it tightens up this crack here, and that will tighten and adjust the fit of how loose this is to move back and forth. So keep that in mind. Move that. So this piece here is actually made of metal. Not really sure if it's steel or aluminum, a little hard to tell, but it's a really substantial piece, pretty solid, and it's held on with this nut here, which you need a special tool to get off. Moving up, I'm going to put this back together. Moving up, we have on the Gen 3 in the grip. So this is one thing I noticed, the difference between the Gen 2 and the Gen 3 is in here, it's completely hollow. And I think on the Gen 2, from the pictures of the cutaway that I've seen, there's actually was a spring down here and a lever mechanism and a spring up here. And now it's just the one spring, 1 or 2 springs that's inside here. And if we look down in the end there, you can see that red spring in there. And I believe it has another one in the center. So that'd be one major difference between Gen 2 and Gen 3. And so when your shotgun, the end of your shotgun is pushing here, this piece can actually move inside because there's a spring in here. So this will stay stationary with your grip. Fire the gun, and the whole thing will move back, but your grip will stay. All right. So I'm going to now take this piece off, and you actually have to do that to install it on your firearm, and you do that by removing this bolt here. So now if we take a look at this part, I've took the bolt out of here, but you probably can't see it because my light's coming from the bottom here, but you actually cannot put this back in because this has now come out, so the spring has some preload on it, you know, to keep it from wiggling around. And so you actually need to push this in. It takes quite a bit of force, but if you put this on the ground, you know, you can push down, and then you'll be able to get that bolt back in once you have it mounted up on your firearm. So it's a nice bolt there, and it comes with the Allen wrench. So I'm gonna pull this out here. It's pretty stiff, and this is basically how it works. This piece here just slides in and out on these two springs. And if we would take a look, we can take these out. They're one spring inside the other, and I don't know, I'd say about 3 inches long. Put those back in there. So now we can go to install this on the rifle, the shotgun, and it's like there's a little bit of flash in there, but I'm not too worried about it. Put this down. But yeah, that bolt basically slides on this piece, and this piece here is made of plastic as well. So the last thing I want to mention was that this entire piece here is plastic as well, and this is not rubberized at all. It's just hard plastic, so you can keep that in mind. I'm not sure if the Gen 2 had a rubber overmold or a rubber grip that you could take on and off or adjust here. So that's the Gen 3. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be installing it and using it and trying it out soon. But you can get these for, right now, I found them for about $115. Brownells, I ordered that online, and you can always get coupon codes like 20 bucks off or 20% off. So shop around, and you should be able to get a deal. So I just want to mention what else kind of comes with the kit. 2 Allen wrenches and some screws, bolt. We got the fore-end, which I'm not going to use because I have the Maverick 88, so I guess this won't work. And pieces that go with it. A little tactical mount, I think, that goes on the side. And another plastic piece that goes on that fore-end. And they said this was a tool to remove the fore-end or to install it, but I don't care, so I'm tossing it.